there we go, I'm live. Hello, beautiful souls. Mwah, mwah. Happy Thursday to you. Maybe it's not Thursday where you are in the world. Actually, it's Thursday where I am. So I hope you're doing really well. We just had the full moon yesterday, really full on energies. So I'm going to talk a little bit about that. And of course, it was the first full moon of the solar eclipses for this season. First full moon for the lunar eclipse, followed by solar eclipse, followed by lunar eclipse. So that was the first of three. And not that I'm an astrologer, not that I know much about it, despite being fascinated about it since I was a little girl, love everything astrology. For some reason, I have a brain like a net when it comes to these things, and I learn it and then it falls right through again. So for some reason, go figure, I can't retain the information. However, I love it very much, and it is significant in the fact that what we're all feeling, and it's almost as if the volume is already turned up really loud on the energies, the vibration, the amount that's been coming up for us to deal with, wave after wave after wave. The chaos that's going on in the world, and it's like as if we needed any more of that. And then we have a full moon lunar eclipse, and it's like, oh, here we go again. It's ramped up even higher. So I want to send you my love and sympathy for if you're feeling it. I know lots and lots of people are, maybe not everybody, because these waves come and we get caught in the wave at different times, like each of us according to our birthplace and our birth time and our nature. And, you know, it almost seems like nobody gets exempt. The wave gets you eventually, like the ripples will eventually ripple your way, but you might be on the edge of the pond and you might get the light ripples. And then next time you're like right in the center and you get the, you know, the full blast. It affects everybody. Every little thing that happens ripples across the collective consciousness, ripples across this planet. There is nobody left exempt. So I just want to say I feel you, and sending loads of love to everybody that's feeling it. So let me know. Let's have a look. I'm just going to check the comments here, see what you're doing if you're watching, what's happening for you. I know this channel's still fairly new to going live. My channel's been running a while, but still fairly new to doing the live. So we'll get used to that. So what I want to talk about is two things: Rise of the Divine Feminine, which is something that I'm going to tell you about that. And then I want to talk about what's coming up in June and how to get clear and prepare the way for that. Because in the current head fog that I think a lot of people are in, and judging by the last lot of clients that I've had and the conversations I've been having, people are either like they've, you know, depends which part of that wave you're in again. If you're going through the waves and every time you go through a wave, you get clear on something. And then the next time the wave comes, you get clear on something else. You're going in the right direction. As long as you're getting the clarity, you're going in the right direction. And for a lot of people, that's not the case. For a lot of people, it's like the wave comes along, they get tumbled, the wave comes along, they get tumbled again, and then they're coughing and spluttering and trying to reach for breath and find air and find stable ground. There's more people that, well, from what I can sense, that are experiencing that right now. Or even a false sense of calm and security, and then the next wave smashes you in the face. You know, you think you're all right, you think you've got out, and you're like, no, I'm fine, and then it hits you from behind. I'm laughing, but it's not funny when that happens to you. Anyway, so how to get clear in what's going on right now. If you're one of these people that's just not able to find your clarity, or if you want support in finding your clarity, I want to help you do that today, and kind of give you a heads up of what I feel is coming, you know. And as ever, I'm not qualified in anything other than my own existence, my own experience, my own truth, and my own divine sovereign right as a human being. I'm not qualified, apart from I have a degree in art, I'm not qualified to give any kind of advice on anything. So take everything you hear as this is me just sharing my opinion, my experience with you, because I want to, because I love you, because I care about what's going on with humanity. And I seem to be able to help quite a lot of people, thousands, in fact, tens of thousands. So take that as you will, but definitely don't take this as gospel. Feel your own truth and act on that, okay? So I'm going to come back to the Day of the Divine Feminine. No, I'm going to start with it. Day of Divine Feminine. I'm really excited about this. It's something that's been brewing in me for a very long time. In fact, when I first started doing I Love You Me method, soul reading, everything, the message that came through so loud and clear, and I'm talking about this came through 16 years ago, was from, I'm going to tell the whole story. Actually, I've started writing a book about this and I'll tell you the whole story. But essentially, the short version is I'm in a teepee in a field banging a medicine drum for the first time ever. And this experience happens. And what happened, I'm not going to tell you the whole thing, but then this channel opens up to literally from the back of my womb. So from here back behind me, up and up and up and out. And when you're psychic or intuitive as I am, these things happen all the time. Okay, so this isn't like a normal thing for me to have happen, except I'm plugged in now. This channel opens to the realm of where the unborn children are waiting to come in from their beautiful place in spirit. It's gorgeous. It's like golden light. It's like you'd imagine, well, maybe not the pictures of heaven, but it's certainly very beautiful golden light, unconditional love, full of angels. And they're these little child spirits. And that's the place where they're kind of the waiting room, if you like, the departure lounge for coming in to their human bodies. It's where they've already chosen their parents and everything's set to go. And they're like in this beautiful golden place. And these children said to me, please clean the pipes. And by pipes, they mean the parents. By the parents, they mean you and I. They mean the people of this earth. Because essentially, we're like dirty drain pipes that have not been cleaned, maybe painted and, you know, varnished and everything on the outside, but not on the inside. And so generations and generations and generations of muck and dirt and filth and slime, all kinds of negativity, all kinds of disease, all kinds of dysfunction, all kinds of everything, unspoken emotions, unhealed, unresolved histories, pasts, relationships, crisis, everything. That sludge has built up so thick that when a new spirit comes in and they're like, I need to come in, they start off golden and pure and clean. By the time they come through us as the vessel, as the channel for them into this dimension, this third dimensional realm, they're covered in muck, they're filthy, they don't recognize themselves. They're like, this isn't, you know, is this me? They're looking at all the black stuff going, is this really me? I thought I was something else. I vaguely remember being something else, but now look at me. And that's very damaging. And we've been doing that generation after generation. You and I have both done that. Our kids have done that. Hopefully mine less so, because I was doing I Love You Me from when they were very tiny, to clean that pipe. And so these children were saying, please, please clean the pipes. Please help clean up this world so that we can come through clear and embody ourselves exactly as we are, like actualize ourselves as the human angel. And so that's been my main motivation for all these years. And then, so there's a lot of, you know, well, how do we give birth without putting our fear, without getting that our own dirt in the way? How do we conceive? Going back again, what's the feminine fertility? How is our fertility? What's the programming around our fertility? What's true? What's real? What's old belief systems that have been installed so long that we think that's the way it's meant to be, but actually maybe it's not. You know, once you scratch off the layers and you get deeper and deeper and deeper, you actually see what's underneath, and you'd be like, wow, is that really how we're designed as women, as the divine feminine, embodied in these human bodies? Think some of this stuff has been buried so long, and maybe we think we know certain things, but maybe we also don't. Maybe there's a lot we don't yet know, and maybe there's new stuff coming in with these energy waves I've been talking about that are not there to devastate and hurt us, and it's not all dark and bad and doom and gloom. Sure, there's some of that getting mixed in, and there's definitely some evil intent on this earth coming from some people. But actually, these energies are the influx, the incoming of this new age, of this new era, a new epoch of humanity and what it means to be a human being. We are going through the evolutionary process, and it looks ugly. It doesn't look pretty. We have to let go of everything. Everything will fall apart. We'll have our breakdowns. The systems will come crashing down. Our businesses will come crashing down. Our ideas will come crashing down. Our egos will come crashing down. Everything is just going to have to come crashing down, unfortunately, because that's what you do when you need to do a rebuild. you demolish what's there. You say, thank you, that was great. We need a rebuild, not just a refit. It's time for, and actually let's, sort out these foundations and put in much more stable foundations that are going to last a lot longer, that are going to actually support human beings going forward, and that the foundations of our societies and our cultures are not built on war and fear and greed and poverty and lack and suffering and being subservient to other beings, gods, humans, governments, whatever, who appear to have authority over us. This is like, no, it's sovereign time. We are the ones who've been waiting for. We are the divine embodied. We are the children of God. We're the children of Gaia. We are the children of the universe. And we are not here any longer to serve anything but the truth of ourselves and the absolute unconditional love that we are and that we wish to live in. So this is the world we're creating. This is birthing the new earth. So how do we birth these new children? How do we birth the children that are pure angels wanting to manifest themselves, in their human bodies and be human and yet angelic and, powerful, switched on, amazing souls? Heck, we all want that, right? We all want our own angel wings. We all want our own divinity intact. So we have to be that which we are birthing, whether you're a male or a female, mother or a father. You actually, whatever you kind of spawn or grow inside of you is going to be the replica of you. So we have to clean ourselves up in order to give that space for the new generations coming through and our children now to actually have the kind of earth that they are here to have. They're here to claim the new earth. They're here to claim a world of peace, fairness, equality, love, compassion, empathy, emotional intelligence, spiritual intelligence, psychic intelligence, extrasensory awareness switched on, kinesthesia switched on, so that they are embodying the powers and the abilities that humans have been able to do for a very long time, but it's been dormant and latent within us. Maybe some of you remember ancient civilizations where you could somehow do certain things and you remember being able to have certain powers, or you maybe not remember mentally, but you maybe thought you always felt like you could just move something without touching it, or that you could look at something and make it fly, or you could actually fly, and maybe there was a time when you lived in that ancient civilization where you could do those things. So maybe it's a latent ability that you did have that got buried that really wants to come back more powerful, more strong, more integral. Maybe it's just a brand new aspect of your DNA that's waking up. So we're all going through this process, this big shift from this old way of being, very dysfunctional way for humans to collaborate and cohabitate together on this planet. A lot of separation, a lot of war, a lot of fighting. Even when we look at, ancient tribes people and we go, fantastic tribes, but they still killed each other. It's still pretty brutal. It's not all fairy tale and butterflies. It's still pretty brutal a lot of the time. So anyway, where am I going with this? Day of the Divine Feminine is going to be on the solstice, in the peak of the longest day, the most light in the Northern Hemisphere, and in the Southern Hemisphere at the same time on the darkest night. So right dead center, longest day, longest night of the year, depending which hemisphere of the world you live in, on the solstice. It's going to be a 9-hour broadcast, a live transmission And I'm going to have myself and 30 other amazing female speakers coming in throughout those 9 hours, coming in, leaving, maybe coming back in again, leaving. We're going to flow through. There is a bit of organization, there's a schedule, but we're going to be speaking to you about reclaiming, harnessing, empowering your femininity, your sexuality, your fertility, menstruation. What's the truth of menstruation? Where's the power? Where's the empowerment in that? Where's the empowerment in conscious conception, in a natural pregnancy, in an ecstatic, healthy childbirth? Where's your power in menopause? As we age as women, and we don't actually have to age as we've seen in history, we can look around and see women really aging through menopause, or something else is possible. And how do we do that? How do we empower and become more in our power as we crown the crone and come into menopause? And so relationships, sacred sexuality, the whole thing, everything divine feminine, everything birthing the new earth children. We're going to have the most incredible group of women speakers on this day. And I am super, super excited about it. And I've been working on it quite a lot. So I'm a bit tired, and I've been talking all day. So I'm a little bit tired with my voice, but trust me, I'm super excited. And so if you want to know how to get in on that, it's completely free. I invite everyone to register to get all of the details, and also every one of our most amazing speakers from all these different experts, luminaries in their field. Everybody is giving a gift so that you, my friend, get a gift from every single speaker in your special, exclusive, one-off, will never happen again gift pack. And so every person that registers will get that gift pack. You'll get all the details, how to view, when to view, the speaker schedule, and everything else. So it's going to be super, super great. How you do that is simply going to my website. Maybe somebody, I think I've put it down in the details below, but if you can't see it right now, someone type this in for me. It's www.taraloveperry.com/events. taraloveperry.com/events. You just go there, go to my website, click on the events page, or just use that link and you'll go straight there. And you'll see the place where you just hit the button to register, and everything will be laid out for you, and all the information. So I'm really excited. Put that in your calendar. Make sure the solstice you're able to join. Please share that. I'm going to be posting a lot about it over the next 3 weeks, because personally, I want to see tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands, of all of us online simultaneously in on that discussion, with you posting your comments, sharing your experiences, giving your opinion, commenting on what the speakers are saying, and getting involved in that conversation. And let's learn and grow together. Let's empower one another. Okay, just going to be beautiful. And by the way, if you happen to be watching this and you're like, oh my God, I know the perfect woman, I've still got some spaces. Maybe I've got about 10 spaces left for speakers. Go and send me her name and address, or her website, where to find her, or her YouTube channel or something. Drop it in the comments below so I can see it, and very much appreciated on that one. Thank you so much. So about what's coming. So I was talking about the waves. So the waves that are coming for June. Now, again, I'm just going to say this is what I see, and I'm pretty much usually right, but who knows? Anything can happen, right? Anything can happen these days. But the way that I'm seeing it, and I keep using that analogy or metaphor of waves, is that, so you know how every now and again, and one happened very recently, a great big chunk of Antarctica breaks off, and a great big iceberg then starts melting into the sea. So what happens? We've got ancient water that's been stored as ice for goodness knows. I mean, I actually don't know. Maybe somebody out there does know how many thousands or millions of years that land has been frozen, and that water has been frozen. So the memory in that water, the information in that water, the purity of that water has been stored. and then into this old body of water that's been recycled multiple times. A lot, right? The water gets recycled. And think about how much pollutant goes into the water, not just from the atmosphere. And I was thinking this massively the other day. How much pollutant goes into the water systems. This is going to gross you out. From every single person on this planet whose sewage goes into the water, their pee and everything else that comes out of our bodies, our sweat, everything that goes into the water. And it all ends up eventually in the sea. And even though there's great big chemical processing plants that are supposed to clean and sterilize and make that water healthy again, well, you've got all of those chemicals going in. But there's more than that. There are so many chemicals in our food. There are so many artificial substances and chemicals and concoctions. Like, this is a concoction. It's not just one or two. These things blend together in the pills and the meds that millions and millions and millions of people are on in this world. Think of all the drugs, think of all the recreational drugs, think of all the coke, think of all the, think of all the estrogen pills, the hormone, or I was going to say the hormone replacement therapy pills, and they're also talking about the contraception pill. Think about the amount of antidepressants that's in the water. There's a lot of pills and drugs and chemicals, as well as everything that's in the food, as well as everything that's coming washing off the land, all going into our water supply, all going into the ocean. What happens to all those chemicals? You think the chemical sewage plants get rid of them all and take them out? Absolutely no, they don't. And that gets recycled. That ends up in our drinking water. That doesn't get filtered out, my friends. Okay, you can check this out, it's true. So whilst we've got this wonderful body of water, our beautiful Mother Ocean, and we know that there's lots of fish going, we know that the sea life is suffering, that water also contains people's memory. It's programmed water. And this is why healers go out. If you don't already know, Masu Emoto work and his study on the water molecules and memory and water. I don't want to spend all this time explaining that to you. Just go check it out. Water crystals or memory and water, and then go and study that because it's amazing. Essentially, it goes very deep. Let's say water remembers everything. So all of our thoughts, all of our subconscious, the programming that's in us also goes into that water. And there are groups of people going out and doing spiritual prayers and energy healing and cleansing on the water to renew it. But here we have this iceberg coming. That is, or multiple icebergs breaking off, seas melting, basically putting a new influx of seawater or water into the sea. How amazing is that? New energy, fresh energy, pure. Something that's been held back, contained, stored until this moment right now. And you might be going, no, that's really bad. That's global warming or whatever. Personally, I don't buy that. And then you might be disgusted with me that I don't believe in that, but it's like, whatever. What if, right? That's not my argument in there. It's like, what if you could just think of it like that? Old energy, new energy. Just like I was describing that shift that we are going through in our evolutionary consciousness, exactly the same thing. Old energy, wonderful old energy, amazing, but really tired, needs a lift, needs a boost, needs some new energy, right? That the waves, the new water that's going into circulation in our oceans now because of these melting icebergs, because of everything that's happening, isn't that amazing? That new coded information that's in that water is going to be released into the old water, and it will make a difference. And there'll be an upgrade of the water. water consciousness is having an upgrade. So whilst that is happening, so I was using that as an analogy, by the way, but that's actually physically happening. But now put that on the kind of quantum scale, if your imagination can go there, that's happening on a cosmic level. Our planet that's been, you know, how many times have we been around the sun? How many times have we been around lifetime after lifetime, repeating the same patterns, going through the same stuff, getting stuck in the same hamster wheel? How much hamster wheeling have you done in your lifetimes, repeating the same patterns again and again and again and again, not really getting much further, right? Still feeling stuck, going, I don't know how to get out of this. You're not alone. Virtually everybody feels like this. They're going, how do I get out? I either just take myself out to get out, or I manifest myself to get sick and dying and diseased to get out, or I fight and I smash and I, you know, something. It's like, which way? And what's actually happening, there's another way. There's another way out of the old cycles, and that's to surrender to what's coming in. Now, we've already experienced the waves, the energy, the Schumann resonance on the planet is getting higher and higher and higher. Go check that out if you don't know what I'm talking about. Schumann resonance is the energy measurement of the planet herself. It's measured all day, every day. You can go and discover it, watch it, look at it. It's going, the frequency of the planet is going up and up and up. So it's measurable. This is not just woo-woo fantasy, Tara stuff. This is measurable. So, and the cosmic energy, the stuff that's coming off the sun right now with all the solar flares, everything, it's building this momentum. And it's been doing it slowly over absolutely years and years and years. And so it feels like a lot, but it's not. And we're not even in the peak of it yet. We're getting close, but we're not in the peak of it yet. So it's now, if you're holding on to anything and you're not willing to surrender, like you think you've built yourself a nice little boat that's going to save you from these waves coming in, I'm going to tell you, forget it. Jump out of the boat, jump in the ocean. Let the water carry you. Let the energy carry you. Trust life. And I'm not talking about physically. Please don't jump off your boat and jump in the ocean and say, Tara told me to. Don't say that's not what I'm saying, okay? Especially if you can't swim and you know, anyway, don't do that. I'm talking metaphorically. You're trying to create a little lifeboat of security and safety right now, and kind of go, you know, pegging it down or bilging it out, or, you know, fending off the sharks, whatever you're doing, trying to protect your tiny little bit of security. My friend, the waves are going to get bigger and bigger. It's going to get more intense until you get rocked out of the boat and you stop struggling and going against life and going against the waves. And all surfers know this, that when you get the big wave and it catches you, you don't fight and struggle, you surrender, you let go, you let the water carry you, and you breathe. Okay, you breathe. And not like that in the water, because you might get too much water in your mouth, but I'm talking about metaphorically now with emotions, with the energy waves of the cosmic energy coming in, with the shift tides coming in, getting stronger, with the emotional energies that are rising and rising, especially over the eclipse season. Oh my goodness, it's just like another upgrade. It's like take you up to the next level. And it's like, if you can't handle it, it's like you're going to struggle going forward. If you're not handling it now, you're going to really struggle to handle it going forward. So it's like, stop fighting, everyone, stop fighting, stop struggling, stop beating yourself up. You're leaving the old, so let the old leave you. Life is saying, jump in, wash it off. You don't need that shit. You're covered in all this stuff. You came down the tubes of your mum and dad. You've been in the world. It's contaminated. It's been dirty. It's been dark. It's been, you know, treacherous for a lot of people. There's been a lot of abuse, a lot of killing, a lot of, you know, horrible stuff, as well as all the light and the good stuff, you know. But still, it's like, it's damaged humans. It's damaged our psyches. If you saw my video last week about mental health, it's damaged people, and everyone needs to come back home to who they really are and go through the upgrade, go through the process, the consciousness, the evolutionary shift. And whilst you're fighting and clinging on to whatever tiny little bit of false security you think you've got, you're not gonna have that amazing experience. You're gonna miss out this time around anyway. So get out of it, forget it, let it go, trust. The waves are not there. This energy is not there to drown you and dunk you. It only does that if you fight with it. It's like, no, you're buoyant, you can breathe. Every energy wave that comes through, all your emotions, all the stuff that you're feeling, it's as it gets higher and higher and higher, you need to breathe. Nice and slowly, deeply, as if you've got your oxygen tank on and your little thing and that, what's it called, a deep diving, scuba diving, breathing apparatus in your mouth, right? Because the oxygen goes all the way in, deep into your lungs, energizes, oxygenates your body. It's harder to control your breath, and it's harder to control life, and it's harder to control your emotions when you don't breathe through your nose, but you breathe through your mouth. You can't be like, stiff upper lip, hold it together, you know, controlling everything. Let go. Breathe. Breathe deep, breathe slow, like you've got one of those things in. Close your eyes, go inside, feel the breath. There's the wave right there. Coming in, holding you, going out, releasing you. Softening you, relaxing you. Surrender, surrender, surrender to the breath. And what also happens, see, this is magical. This is like a multiple win-win situation. When you just change your breath and stop fighting, and so many things happen. You receive finally what life is trying to give you and has been trying to give you for a very long time, but you were too busy fighting or switching off or checking out or sleeping or ignoring or whatever it was you were doing, controlling, right? Life finally gives you what life's always been wanting to give you, and you're open to receiving. Think of a little baby bird, you know, getting the food from its mum. It's like, a little beak. It's really cute, right? You be like that. Receive. What it also does, it delivers, because this is your spirit that you're breathing in. There's information, there's encoded light codes, quantum code, quantum starseed programs, cosmic coding, whatever language, whatever word you want to call it, that are infused in your spirit, that have a timer for when they get activated and go off and connect to your body, connect to your DNA and activate your DNA. Ching. Right, sound effects there, do you like that? So when you are not receiving your breath, your body's not only starving for oxygen, and you're going to end up getting anxious and freaking out, because your body will freak out and get anxious if it's running out of oxygen, you're not breathing enough, okay? That's normal. So you receive the oxygen, but you also receive the spirit that comes in on your breath, and it's your spirit. It's not my spirit, it's not Bob's spirit, or Sarah's spirit, it's your spirit, specifically encoded and designed for you to activate you into the here and now and unclog all your old programming, take the old programming away from you, cleanse you, release it, take it back to source, put it in the Akashic records, put it in the library of the universe, where all your stories are there, written. And you've got room for the new code, the new story, the new light language, the new reality, the new world, the new you, the new upgraded you. Most amazing you that you've been designed to be. It's your new birth. That's why if your ego is going, oh my God, no, I'm going to die, or oh my God, I can't handle this, or I'm going to lose my status, or I'm going to lose my friends, or I'm going to whatever your ego is going through, oh, I'm a bad person. That ego, it just needs a little bit of love and support, and fluff it and stroke it, and just get it on board that your ego is going to go through a massive, what's known as an ego death, and you are going to be reborn, and you'll still have an ego, but it's going to work differently. It's like taking out the old hard drive out of your computer and putting in a new one. think that's the right analogy. You know, taking out some old software that's been running for far too long and it's messing all the programs up, and you just take out the software, feels a bit empty for a while, it's okay, it's getting cleaned, and then the new software comes in, and then it's like, wow, brand new super quantum computer, woohoo, right? So we're going to see this. Sorry, it's making me laugh because this happens. It's like when I see a pattern, it's happening everywhere. This is literally happening with our internet system. This is literally happening with our computerized systems. This is literally what's happening with technology. The old is being dismantled right now. It's being uninstalled. It's going to have a clean. It won't be functionable for a short while. And then they put the new software in, and then we go, woohoo, we're going quantum. Everything's going to work so much better. It's going to be faster, cleaner, healthier, freer. It's going to be more spirit in it. There's going to be more divinity in it, because life without divinity means life without love, which means life without meaning and spirit. And that's no life at all. That's actually, I don't even know what that's AI. That's not life. That's an attempt of a man making life, but it's, you know, man-made version of life and actual life, very, very different. Which one do you want? You know, because if you're one of those that want to hang on and say, no, I want to keep my ego. In fact, I'm just going to boost it. I'm going to put some rocket boosters up my own ego so that I feel better. And I'm just going to try harder and fight harder. And, you know, you're fighting a losing battle. That's not sustainable. No one can keep going that much. Your rocket fuel will burn out, whatever, you're going to run out eventually. But what's going to happen in the meantime is whatever you put out that harms another or has an intention of remaining ignorant or remaining in a place of selfishness, greed, dysfunction, not embracing the love. And there are people like this on the planet, and bless them, they're going to run aground. They're going to, every action that they take to hurt another, tenfold or 100-fold rebounds on them and attacks them back. Now, we might not see that on the surface because we're judging certain people in the media or in the news or in the royal family or in the governments or wherever. We're looking at people and going, no, these people are the bad ones. It's their fault. They're doing evil things to human beings. Yes, they are. But they are running out of energy, trust me. They are running out of energy. They're giving it everything they got. That ego is determined. It does not want to die. It does not want to go through the ego death. It doesn't want to get the upgrade into the new, beautiful love, fifth dimension vibration that Earth is very much doing physically. Like Earth's vibration is super high. The Schumann resonance keeps going higher and higher. And it's like they're fighting the fucking waves. Sorry, but they are. They're fighting the waves. And what's going to happen? They might be strong, but you can't keep fighting that. And it will dump them. They will get dumped. It is inevitable. Good luck to them. You know, it's like the bad guy in the movie that, you know, James Bond, and you think he's been shot and he's had his head cut off, you know, and he has got no legs, but somehow he still comes back to life for one final go. And then the hero just gets him, you know. It's like that it's like the bad guy that won't die in Die Hard. And you're like, how are you still here? Die already. So it's gonna sorry. I say the dumbest things. Anyway, that's how it is, and that's how it's gonna be. Bless them. It's like, oh, you end up feeling sorry for the bad guy, you know, you end up feeling sorry for them. You go, oh mate, whatever they've inflicted on others only rebounds and impacts them on their soul. And for that, there's going to be a lot of healing and love and compassion, wherever they get that from, whether they're living or not living, however that works out. The universe has a plan, you know, we have to trust that. But meanwhile, the rest of us, let's stop focusing on all the bad stuff that we think is happening, because that's being taken care of, and stop giving it your fuel with your attention. Your attention is so flipping precious. You have no idea the value of your attention. That's what a lot of these wars are all about right now, right? The value, your attention is so ridiculously valuable that, you know, the dark side are in war with everyone on a psychological and spiritual level to compete and get your attention. And you're paying for that, obviously. You're paying for it, maybe not in money, although you are. And you're paying for it in your lifeblood. You're paying for that in your soul. When you give, what you give attention to feeds it. So my message to you is that hopefully you find this video, you've seen it, you've followed me along going, what the hell is she talking about? Oh my God, I can keep up with her. I know what she's talking about. And be like, my message back to you is give yourself that attention. Unplug. Stop putting your power, your energy, your electricity, your main point of focus into something else, which is actually hurting you, disempowering you, taking everything from you, robbing you of your sanity, of your senses, and of this opportunity to evolve and jump out of the boat and go with the flow and go with life and have this most incredible upgrade that's happening, right? Because there's a party happening. Lots of us are there. It's amazing. It's brilliant. We're like, come on, you can do it. There's loads of us. It's fantastic. We know it works because we're there. And it's like, yeah, we learned that we're trusting the waves. We trust the water. Yes, it dunks us and we get wet and we go, oh, I need to cry today. But we buoyant, everything comes back up. And life is very, very magical on that level. So jump in the water, swim, and keep a light and take your attention, unplug from things which are really harming you. Plug your energy source that comes from here and comes from here and comes from here and comes from all your different amazing energy sources. Plug them back into you. Give yourself the kindest, sweetest, most loving, empathic, innocent, embracing, childlike attention. Breathe. Come back to your senses. Come back to your innocence. And let's birth this earth. Let's have a wonderful new earth birthing experience. It doesn't have to be a traumatic birth. You don't have to have forceps and cesareans. You don't have to be rescued. Pretty much no one's going to rescue you. Have a natural birth. Have an ecstatic birth into your new age and your new earth and your upgrade of everything, actually, physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. It is all going on. Everything is converging. It's not one thing, it's everything simultaneously on multiple layers, all the way up there and to all the way down there. Everything is going on. So you just got to let go. You got to trust. And what's coming in June is like this big influx through the portal, or I think of eclipses a lot like a sluice gate on a canal, right? If you're low down, your canal's low down, you're on your barge and are like, I need to get up there, and the next level of the canal is up there. That's what the sluice gate does. It blocks off the water. You go inside, you get blocked off either side. They put water in, so it raises your barge. Then they open the gate this side and out you go at the next level up, like a lift for water. It's fantastic. So I think of these eclipses, they're a lot like that energy lift. And it's very watery. There's a lot of mercurial energy in this one. It's very mercurial and like, kind of slippery and just moony, and you just don't know what's going to happen. So just, again, trust the water, trust your own inner guidance. You're going to get leveled up. And that energy that comes in through this in June, well, that's why I'm kind of doing the Day of the Divine Feminine, middle of June. It's going to be a super high energy point, not just because it's solstice, but the energy that's coming through at this time is just epic. Looks like last year. You remember what was going on last year? The eclipses and around the solstice as well last year. It was absolutely magnificent and amazing. And similar this year. The dates are a bit different. Obviously, it's a little bit off, but amazing energies coming in. Other energies coming in. Other energies involved in this eclipse. And it's just going to be like, seriously, guys, if you haven't let go of your old stuff, now is the time. Otherwise, it's going to be a bit brutal. Okay. And it's not because the universe is brutal. And it's not because you're being punished, it's because you won't let go already. And it's like, let go, you know, stop it, let go. You need to let go because there's fun over there and you're just being afraid and you need to just stop it. So universe loves you, life loves you, I love you, divine loves you, source loves you, angels love you, everybody loves you, Mother Earth loves you. Let go, get your little mingers off the edge and just go with the flow. Go with what's happening, let go, trust, and you have a really great time. There's some super high energies coming. Oh my goodness, end of June, July. There's big lid coming off at the end of July. Maybe I'll tell you quickly, big lid coming off mid to end of July. Oh my God, talk about taking the lid off a can of worms. That is going to be mad. Some of us are going to be laughing, going, oh my God, I knew this was going to happen. Thank goodness. Oh, finally. And others are just going to be going, what is this mental show? But that's because they haven't let go of the waves, right? So I'm telling you now, you want to let go now so that when that happens, it's going to be like, you're going to be able to deal with it better. And actually maybe even enjoy it, even though it's awful, but it's going to be super enjoyable, because in that, for a whole bunch of us, there's going to be a heck of a lot more freedom coming. Not that I don't have freedom right now, actually. That whole idea of no freedom is an illusion that lots of other people are experiencing, but I'm personally not experiencing any of it at all. So it's interesting, isn't it, how we can live in totally different realities. However, there's going to be, with that lid coming off, there's going to be a lot more people being able to move, feeling the sense of freedom, traveling, hugging one another, seeing one another, going, oh my God, I can take that off and I can take that off and I can, oh, it's over. It's going to be done for a lot of us, but not everyone if you're still caught in the ego stuff and you haven't let go. So see how it goes for you. Hope this helped. I've been talking for nearly an hour again. Can't help myself. I'm sorry. I'm just open my mouth and I almost don't even know what I'm going to say, and it just streams through, just comes through. So I love you guys. Hope this helped. Please share if you think this is interesting and helpful. And I'm going to come and read your comments now and get back to you. Love the computer analogy. Defrag the hard drive. Is that what it's called? Lantern Hill? Defrag. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, God, I love you guys. Thank you for watching. Thank you for your lovely comments. And please share, because I'm doing this every Thursday now, live. And, you know, something good always comes from it. And I just love having you here, and I'm watching it grow and grow and grow and get better. And final reminder, please go check. So did somebody post the link? Did you? Let me put it right now. taraloveperry.com/events. Go there, click that link, go and check out Day of the Divine Feminine. Sisters, please share this far and wide. We want every woman you know, all your family, your friends, you know, all the women, empowering into their beautiful divine feminine, as many of us as possible, tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of us all here together. We got a 9-hour chunk of time to really hear lots of really amazing women get the upgrades, get the education, get the self-empowerment, and whatever needs to happen there for us to embody the divine feminine and go birth this new earth for ourselves and for the children. So mwah, mwah, mwah. Please click, please register and share it. I love you, and I'll see you next week.